Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel once again. Today I have an interesting topic to talk about, and as usual on this channel, this channel is basically dedicated to digital marketing. Everything digital marketing, from search engine optimization, pay-per-click advertisements, website development and maintenance, all sorts of things. I'm also in the nearest future, I'm also going to be diving deep into the analytics aspect of marketing. So that sounds interesting. I really need you people to keep an eye on this channel because I have a lot of plans. I have a lot of secrets I will be sharing with you. I have a lot of things that I I incorporate that works that I would like to share with this community. So today I'm basically going to be talking about crawling issues in Google Search Console and how you can fix it. What does crawling means? Let me go to my notepad. For the sake of this class, I prepared a notepad for it, for us to just have. I want I want this section, I want most of my videos to be practical based. I just don't want to be talking. I want to show you how things are done. And that's the reason why I'm trying to prepare a note ahead of my classes. So what what does calling means? Calling means call issue means you have submitted your website sitemap to Google, but Google is facing some issues to crawl some part of the page. What your entire site, I don't think your entire site can have crawling issue. It is some pages that Google bot, that is the Google bot, the Google search engine that walk through your website. It is some pages that it will be able to identify. So once Google walk through your pages or walk through your entire website and have been able to identify some pages, what you need to do as a webmaster is to identify that, are these pages relevant to me? Do I want to rank for these pages? If yes, then you need to fix those pages, because one is going to affect your ranking. Two, if you are an SEO expert and you are consulting for a client, it's going to affect your set KPIs. So you really need to keep an eye on it. So what is the likely cause of crawling issues on your website? This is the error. This error can be, sorry for this, this error this error can be as a result of update on your website. At times you might make update to your website, and by the time Google bots pass through your website, because Google will not notify you when they are crawling your website, you will not be updated. You might be sleeping at that time. So if you have not submitted that particular website, the updated version of that website, you might have this kind of issue. Your web server, your web server being rebooted when Google was trying to crawl it, which is still the same thing related to the first point I spoke about. So let's go to the let's go to Google Search Console really really quick from here. On your Google Search Console, all you need to do, there are some things that are important to you as a webmaster on Google Search Console. So one of the things that are important to you is this index section here. This index section on Google Webmaster, you need to keep an eye on this index section. I'm not saying the other pages are not important. They are affecting most of your website health, and what will be affecting your ranking, you are going to identify them here. So let's go to pages. When you go to pages, I'm trying to reload. I think that's taking us to the page. So what, like I said you really need to keep an eye on this page. You really need to keep an eye on this index section of the page. So when we come here, let me go straight to the issue we are trying to address. Yeah. The issue we are trying to address is this issue, crawled and currently not indexed. Like I said in the notepad, I said what is the likely cause? One of the likely cause that your website server has been rooted when Google was trying to call it. This error can be as a result of updates on your website. So Google is telling you that these pages, that is 51 pages of this my entire site, has been crawled out of all the pages on my website, but currently not indexed. That is, the Google bot walked through the site, the Google search engine walked through the site, but did not put it on their database. So definitely, this set of pages under this category are not ranking on Google search. So the difference between crawling, there's a difference between crawling and there's a difference between indexing. I need you to get that right. So let's check all those pages. Like I mentioned earlier, you need to check, once you have this report here on your Google Search Console, you need to check those pages. The first question you need to ask yourself as a webmaster is that, are these pages relevant to me? Do I want to rank for them? Do I want to rank for them? Do you want to rank for them? If you want to rank for them, because Google has crawled the page already, but they did not index it. Index it means they did not put it on their database. Definitely that page is not ranking on Google search. The next question, when you have all these pages, like I said, is to check, do I want to rank for all these pages? This first one here, to me, I don't want to rank for it. The second one here, I don't want to rank for it. The third one here, I don't want to rank for it. So since, if you don't want to rank for it, you ignore all the pages you don't want to rank for. But if they are set of pages that you want to rank for and they are crawled and they are not indexed, there is an issue somewhere and you really need to fix it. All this set of pages, I don't want to rank for them. I don't want to rank for these pages. I have the original set of this page. I have the original set of this page. So I don't want to rank for these pages. I don't want to rank for these pages. So they are not necessarily my headache. But let's take, for instance, you identify one of these page. Let me use one of this page, and I want to rank for them. I want to rank for them. So this implies that I need to fix it. So how can we fix it? We have various options. I have like two options that I identify in this video that you can use to fix this kind of issues. The first one is for you to is for you to is for you to go and pop this. You go to index. I have it here. Go to index and click on coverage, but click on the error. That is, you need to select the URL, copy and paste the URL to see if people or visitors can see the website. If they can see it, if it is open on proxy.com, this is a website based on my research, then you click on validate and fix. Let's say, for instance, this is where you come to, and the instruction there is that you copy your website URL. Then let me copy the website URL. Then let me go to proxy.com. I'm assuming in this video that I want to rank for those pages. If you are not ranking, if those pages that Google identify are not important to you, I'll tell you that you should ignore it, because even when you try to fix it, when Google bot comes next week, it will still give you that same report. So all you need to do is to just ignore it. You need to ignore it. So this is the website here. I'll pop in the URL. Let me put in the 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 Still loading. So I've copied the URL. Just as you can see, let me copy it again. I've copied the URL, copy to clipboard, to this URL that you want to rank for. That it is very who are still not being able to index. So yeah, I'm trying to put it to an EU server because I'm within the EU, so it's to pop in, then you click on go. Once you check, basically what this website is doing for you is to check, yes, is to check that it's this website live. And this is the report that you are seeing here, that this website, as you can see, this website is live. This URL is live. So the next thing you need to do, if that particular URL or this page on the website is important to you, you need to know what you need to do next is to click on validate and fix. You come here, you click on the URL here, click on the URL here to open another tab. Click on the URL here, not this place. No. Click on it. Then you request for, then you request for indexing for the page. If you've been able to go to that website and you see that the website is live and you know that the page is up to Google guidelines for ranking. I want you to understand me very well. It's up to Google standard for ranking, and it does not have a no index tag on it, which is making it not being indexed by Google. I want you to listen to me very well. If you check the website or the page on the website through the proxysite.com that I showed you, and you can see that the URL is live, that is, the page is live, it is not having any issue, maybe because of updates, maybe when you made updates and there's an update on your server, that is the reason why when Googlebot passes through your website, the website wasn't live then. And that is the reason why when Google will come back with his report, you are having this. If it is that case, and when you are now coming to fix this website now, and you check the URL of that website, when you check the URL of that website and you can see that the website or the URL in that, the page, the URL of that page is live, all you need to do is live first. The next thing you need to know is that there is no index tag on it, telling Google not to crawl it, and the page meet up with Google guidelines. All you need to do is to click on URL inspection, like what I did. Let me show you again. Let me show you again. We really need to be practical with this kind of thing. These are technical SEO issues, and it really needs a lot of practical. So you come to this place. Let me use this page for example. You come to this space, inspect URL. You click on inspect URL. After you've used an external site, you know, the first step is to use an external site to check if the URL is live. Then you are now using your Google Search Console to inspect the URL. And it's saying URL is not on Google, but you've checked that your website, the page URL is live. But maybe the reason for this report is that by the time Googlebot came to your website, maybe the server of your website has an error and something, so Google will not crawl it then, and that is why you're having this report. The next thing, you check that there's no index tag on your website. and you are certain that the page meet up with Google guidelines, the next thing you need to do is to request indexing. By the time you come back to check your report, if you do this and you are sure, you will not have this particular page under crawled and not indexed. So the next thing I'm going to show you is if your page, if you have pages under crawled, not indexed, if you have pages under crawled and not indexed, and that issue is caused by you've checked, you've tested the URL and the URL is not live. The first case of the example will show that the URL is live, and I've explained what you need to do. The second stage, the URL is not live, and you have one of the URLs here. Let's use this URL. So maybe one of the issue that is causing it is robot.txt file. Maybe the robot.txt file on your website contain instruction to robot that that particular page on your website should not be crawled and indexed or should not be indexed. So what does this mean? If the crawl error has something to do with robot.txt file, click on URL, click on text robot.txt file. When you get, I will come to this to the instruction how you can go about it. I really want to explain what robot.txt file is to you. This is a protocol that search engine robot.txt file can be one of the reasons why your page is crawled and not indexed. So what is robot.txt file? This is a protocol that search engine crawlers use in order to understand what part of your website you want them to crawl and index. One of the example of robot.txt file that you can create is this. This is a robot.txt file example. A robot.txt file can be created on a notepad and uploaded. You zip it, you upload it to the root folder of your website. But this is kind of instruction you give to the search engine. And this kind of instruction, user agent is for Google bots, is for the Google search engine, is referring to the Google search engine. If you have this kind of robot.txt file on your website, it indicates all pages on your website should not be indexed. And I believe you want your page to be indexed, so you will not create this kind of robot.txt file and upload. Another one is that, this is another example, and this one indicates that all pages on your website should be crawled and indexed. So imagine you now having this number 4, this type of robot.txt file, and the URL, this URL on your website, this particular URL, let's copy it. This particular URL is having this, is what is uploaded. Your robot.txt file has this particular URL as what is uploaded on Google, as what is uploaded as your robot.txt file. If you have this kind of robot.txt file uploaded, definitely this is informing Google that this page of your website should not be crawled and indexed. You automatically have that page under this category of page indexing. So how can you fix this? You need to click on the URL itself. Let's go to, I've showed you different types of robot.txt file. You need to click on the error. The first thing you need to do is, if the crawl error has something to do with robot.txt file, click on the URL, click click text robot.txt. Then when you go to robot.txt tester, delete and modify the issue, then click on next. Click on next. So what you need to do is that, first thing, if you have this issue and you've been able to identify this particular page, I'm using this page as an example, and we are assuming that this example 4 is the robot website. All you need to do is to go to the root folder of your website and delete. You need to delete that robot.txt file on your website. on the root folder of your website and create a new one that is excluding this particular page that you want to rank for. You remove it from your robot.txt file. By the time Google crawler comes back and crawl that website, it will no longer be seeing this instruction because you have given it a new instruction. I believe you are getting me. And that particular page, this particular page that is important to you that you want to crawl and index, will be crawled and indexed. And you will no longer be seeing it on that page. You will no longer be seeing it under crawled and currently not indexed. You will no longer be seeing it. So that's that for that. Another example, which is the first example I was trying to check for you to put you through, like the one I previously explained is the second example. Then copy and paste into your cPanel by going to your hosting. That is, go to your cPanel of your website, select file manager, then click on robot.txt file to paste. So the robot.txt file that is in the file manager of your website, your cPanel, the file, you can delete that previous file. What I will do, I will delete that previous file, create a new robot.txt file, which is something like this, and remove this instruction. Remove this instruction. With that, Google will crawl your website. Another one you can take is to test the website. Test the website for you to know if it is actually robot.txt file that is blocking that URL. And one of the ways for you to do that is to come to this place, click on this open tab. No, it's not open tab. It is this. Just come to this place. Click on this. Click on this. Can you see? Test robot.txt blocking. You are going to test first that is it robot.txt file that is blocking it. So if it is robot.txt file, then you will do the previous example I just explained about robot.txt file, that you will delete your robot.txt file on the root folder of your website under file manager in your control panel, create another robot.txt file that is giving instruction for you to the search engine, that the search engine that is giving instruction to the search engine that the search engine should not crawl it, and create a new one. You create a new robot.txt file. How can you create a robot.txt file? You can use a notepad on your website, use it to create the file, zip it, then upload. The new one that you are going to create is going to give instruction to Google search engine that that particular page is important to me and I want you to crawl it, by you will disallow it, which I showed you. So, but for you to check that particular URL, you click on text robot file blocking. This is robot file blocking. Then you check. You come to this place. Can you see Googlebot? Googlebot. So this is telling us that under robot.txt tester, this is telling us for Googlebot, we have access to Googlebot. So this is telling us, can you see? It is telling us allowed. So this is telling us that the issue with this particular page is not caused by robot.txt file. So you really need to debug the issue that caused it. So this is telling us this is not robot.txt file. If it is Googlebot, under Googlebot, if you change it to Googlebot, because you can, let's change it to Googlebot and test again. You can see, can you see it is allowed? That is, if Googlebot is allowed to crawl and index this page. So definitely you need to go and look for, it is definitely telling you that the issue with this website, the issue with this particular page and URL is not caused by robot.txt file. So you need to go and look for, you need to debug the issue that caused it. So, but if it's showing you disallow, definitely the issue of this page being crawled and not indexed, it is caused by robot.txt. And I've explained earlier how you can fix this issue. How you can fix this issue is basically, one, you go to the control panel of your website. under file manager, first thing you need to do, you can delete the robot.txt file on the root folder of your website. Create a new robot.txt file, giving it the instruction not to disallow, not to giving it the instruction that it should crawl and index this particular page. I believe you've been able to gain one or two things in this video. If you are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, I will encourage you to do that by clicking the subscription button below, and stay tuned to this channel because I'm going to be sharing insights, deep dive insight into search engine optimization, how you can run successful digital marketing campaign, how you can be a successful digital marketing personnel. I'm going to be sharing a lot of insight going forward in the next few months, in the next few weeks, into marketing analytics, the essence of marketing analytics, how valuable marketing analytics is for the success of your campaign. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you soon.